So I want to talk about PAX Day and warn you guys to stay away from this game, but I want to talk about the payment model, the game itself, what the company says, stuff like that, tell you my experiences with what was basically a tech demo. This game is not even in alpha, they're calling it early access, but what I played wasn't even in alpha state, it was a tech demo state. I'll talk about that in a bit, but let's just scroll down to the payment model. Become a founder, pre-purchase now, oh boy. So right away, these price points are really freaking stupidly high. $40 should be a fleshed out complete game with lots of players, maybe anywhere from 20 to 50,000. $60 price point is a AAA game with 100k to 1 million players, and this price point is for like a collector's edition or something, okay? But let me just talk real quick about the payment model. So, you get access to the game. Right now, this game should be free to play. This game should not even cost a damn dime, alright? If this game went free to play and anyone could jump in and start building and just explore the world, I think it would do a lot better, both for the development and the population and health of the game. But with that said, let's see what you get. Oh boy, you get a Founders Discord role. Who cares? You know what a Discord role is? Someone right-clicks your name and then changes your role. Who cares? Discord's stupid anyway. So, I want to talk about the tech demo I played. And in the tech demo, we got 2 plots of land. Plots are incredibly small pieces of land, and in order to maximize your single plot of land, assuming you're not in a guild or a clan or whatever they want to call it, you have to build upwards. You're going to have to build upwards in a tower kind of like build. So here's the thing. If you're not going to pay the extra $20 for 2 plots, you might as well not even play. Because here's the thing. This is essentially a pay-to-win perk, the plots of land. Yeah, you don't need multiple plots, but the more plots you have, you can block off resources. You can, control certain parts of the map. You will have way more room and way more breathing room and be less cramped and have a more aesthetic building if that's what you care about. But most importantly, you'll just have more crafting benches and more everything. And so, really, the only real way, like, if you wanted to main this game and only play this game 8 to 12 hours a day, you're forced to buy this. You're forced to give them 100 shekels, and then you get your 4 plots of land. And I guarantee you, if this game does have Sweatlord try-hard guilds, you will not be allowed in their guild unless you have 4 plots of land, assuming there's a guild limit. If not, then Zerg guilds will just mass recruit everybody for more plots of land. And then that's just them being able to control, the PvP zones and the rare resources and all that stuff. So, character slots, let's talk about that. Now, characters share plots of land. So you can have 2 character slots, and they would only be able to share 1 plot of land, which is whatever. I understand that. The only use I can think of for multiple characters in this game is scouts. You log into your alt character, you scout out the area, see what the enemy's doing, see if resources are available, whatever, and then you log out and log into your main. And right now, this game is in such a tech demo state that in order to switch characters, you have to completely close and reopen the game. It's a real pain in the ass. Oh boy, you get some outfits. Oh boy, look at these outfits, guys. As long as these don't have a stat advantage, I don't really care if you get special little outfits and walls and decorations for giving them extra money. That's industry standard. As long as it doesn't affect gameplay, who cares, really? I don't. And also, it doesn't say on this page, but this game allegedly, supposedly, also plans to have a subscription model. So not only do you have to pay them the 100 shekels in order to get your 4 plots of land, you have to pay whatever amount that they set per month. And, knowing Finland, it's probably going to be like $20 a month or something crazy. So, yeah, expect, no one to play this game because it's too damn expensive. Let's get to the Twitter post now. So, let's read together the game we're making, part 1, okay? With early access around the corner, we wanted to restate the vision behind our game, because a lot of people came into this game not understanding what it is and stuff. PAX Day isn't an unusual game. No, it's not. It's not unusual at all. It's pretty standard. Alright, so, this is just giving them the state of the game, so it's not a theme park MMO. That means, what is a theme park MMO? That means you don't have quest givers, you don't go visit attractions, And they even kind of explain it. There's no one with a yellow exclamation mark that tells you that they've lost a daughter in the woods. Well, that sucks, because you don't. It's okay if you don't have these things in your game, but it only hurts it. It really does, especially when a game like this, a game that doesn't have basic quests to kind of teach you and let you learn the game, just relies on Discord and YouTubers to kind of teach everyone else, which is good for me, but the game sucks, so it's not really something I'm going to be making videos about, unless by some sheer power of will, this game gets hundreds of thousands of players, active players, and they don't ignore me, because like on one of these pages, they're like, do you want to sign up? Yeah, the Content Creator Program. We'd be thrilled to have you join the Content Creator Program. Yeah, I signed up for it. They ignored me, so yeah, they can just have their little Twitch shills, the same ones you see on every new game that pops up. They can just pay them instead, whatever, who cares? Anyway, let's get back to the Twitter post here. And it just explains there's no private instance dungeons, there's no linear scripted gameplay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're talking down about this stuff, but this kind of stuff is actually revolutionary for MMOs. There's a reason they're in MMOs, okay? And the reason why is some Sweatlord guild is going to 24/7 farm the dungeon that you happen to live near, and you'll never get to do it. And you can't join their guild because they don't like you. Simple as. This game is already it's already built around gatekeeping, assuming it's even going to have Sweatlord guilds. Which, I mean, there's always going to be at least one or two, right? And if they happen to be your neighbors, well, you're screwed. You'll never get to do dungeons. You'll never get to experience that part of the game. You can watch a YouTube video of one of the paid shills. The ones that they always have that play all the same games that Amazon pays and whatnot. Yeah, you can watch them do a dungeon. Yay! Let's clap for the shills. Anyway, next up we have, there are great games out there that do this. Yeah, you're not one of the great games. Sorry, bro. Maybe you should have let me in earlier. And I shouldn't have had to have gotten a key from some European company, okay? Nobody holds your hand. Yes, YouTubers will be holding your hand. Everyone's going to be making those little websites that show you where all the resources are, the interactive maps as they're called. Those will spring up. So there's going to be plenty of hand holding. Also, it's a full loot PvP game, so that means there's going to be plenty of clans. And you know what clans love to do in full loot PvP games? They love to hand hold. That's right. They're going to hand hold, and then they're going to charge other players that don't have access, that are get kept out of the dungeons and out of the rare resource zones. They're going to be charging real-life money on player auction sites and other kind of gold-selling sites, and you're going to have a little RMT situation on your hands that you're going to have to deal with PAX Day. Hopefully you're prepared for that. Oops, you probably not, though. All right. It is not a medieval simulator. No, it's not. It could have been, and it could have been an okay one. Right now, the only okay medieval simulator is Manor Lords, and it's an RTS kind of game. It's not really an MMO. I would love an MMORPG medieval simulator. Like what is that game come out with Henry, the blacksmith's son? I forget. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That's coming soon. That's a medieval simulator single player game. What if you took that game and made it MMO? People would love it. So, while it is inspired by the European Middle Ages, with the armor and stuff, it is not an attempt to be historically accurate. Who cares? That's fine. Don't have to be, we like medieval fantasy. We don't like medieval accuracy. Anyway, it is not a survival game. Good. That's fine. Whatever. Rust was planning a game like this, but they scrapped it because, I don't know, reasons. Okay, yes, and it's just basically, you don't have to eat, you don't have to sleep, yada, 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 except if you want to do any inkling of PvE, you're going to have to eat food for the health buffs. You just have to. Or join a Zerg guild and just 20v1 the mobs or something. I don't know. Alright, it's not a fast-paced game. Okay, that's fine. You don't need, all the Fortnite kids and stuff to be playing your game, all the Call of Duty bros. If you don't like money, that's fine, I guess. Fine. Okay. You also won't be able to find wild animals behind each tree or some clearings with all primary resources close to your starting point. You know how big this game... Do you know how big PAX Day is? I walked halfway across one map, and it took me an hour and 40 minutes. And there's like 4 maps. There's like 3 or 4 maps. I think there's maybe 3 maps. I don't know. But essentially, if you want to oops, I need copper, but I have to travel 1.5 maps away, and then you fill up your tiny little inventory, and then you have to run your ass back to base because there's no Hearthstone. I don't know if there's a teleport spell or not. I never got far enough because I, didn't have a mega guild to go do dungeons. So yeah, if you have resources that freaking far away, no one's gonna like. Do people have jobs, girlfriends? Hopefully, and you know we have lives and interests. We're not gonna sit there and hold the W button or the auto run button, you know, for 2 damn hours to go get some rare resources. I hope you realize this. Okay, you will learn your surroundings. No, a website's gonna do that for us. And the shortcuts. Oh, you mean like going around mountains, because that's how the game is like built. It's a bunch of hills and mountains, and you can't like just jump down the hill and take some fall damage. You just die. All right. So unless someone builds shortcuts, you know, like, hey, let's buy an account and pay for it monthly and use one of our land plots to build a nice little, you know, road or something. You know, that's why the plot system sucks in these types of games, you know? You know that one game that Hideo Kojima made, that little delivery parcel service game with the babies thing? Death Stranding, that's the game. You know, the cool thing about that game is when you played it when it first came out, there was nothing built. And then if you came back a month later, everyone built roads and all sorts of things to make the game super easy and simplified. And no one owned plots for that game. No one paid a monthly fee to play that game. This game is essentially Death Stranding, but in medieval times with some magic. It's pretty wild. All right, so this post here also insists that you're going to share your resources with your clan. I mean, yeah, or you get kicked out, or your friendly neighbor who is passing by to check if you need something. There's no voice chat in this game, and the text chat barely worked. Barely worked. It like would disappear and not show up at all unless you like actively opened it and look for it. No one talked in this game in the general chat at all, except for when I went to a streamer's area and people were chatting around. Only the streamer areas had people talking, but like just random areas, everyone stuck to their clan. Everyone stuck to their, you know, their pre-made in Discord. They didn't talk in the game, and that's sad. That's actually the case for a lot of games these days, and it's not the game developer's fault. That's just gamers changing ways. So let's get down to this thing. Like, building a castle takes a lot of effort. Yes, it takes a lot of people in your clan farming materials constantly. One guy with carpentry to turn all the raw materials into usable building blocks, and then a foreman to, like, place all the damn stuff down. Yes, it is a lot of effort, and as a solo player, it's too much damn effort. Because you go farm for an hour for raw materials, you refine it all, finally getting those 5% chance to crafts, you know, to come through, and then you place it down and you realize that you're like 1% done with your building, and it's gonna take you all damn day to make just a basic structure by yourself. But with a team of 20 people, you can get it done in a day. You can literally build whatever you want within reason within like a day with 20 people helping you. So yeah, definitely, you know, clan pay to win kind of stuff. Well, I mean, you can't really pay for a clan, but you get what I'm saying, is the solo player's getting absolutely shafted here. But here's the thing, you don't need to build a castle. Building a castle doesn't give you any kind of gameplay advantage currently, unless you build it on the outskirts of a PvP zone. Like, you can't raid people's bases in this game. You can't go build a trebuchet and smash down someone's castle and take all their loot like you could in Rust. This game would die so fast if it was like that. But essentially, maybe, I don't know for sure, but maybe you can build in a PvP zone and people can attack your buildings. I do not know if that's the case. I don't think it is. I feel like this game is just a tech demo and it's just not working. But anyway, so again, if you want to build a pretty structure that people look at, that's fine. That's cool, but again, it doesn't really affect gameplay. It's not going to help you farm faster. It's just a huge waste of time that hopefully you might remember in 10 years. Maybe, maybe not. So here we go. Does making gear that enables you to go to a deep dungeon run? No. So here's the thing, right? When you start getting into like chainmail, you have a little bit more defense, but the defense isn't enough to really allow you to do any of that stuff. And upgrading your gear doesn't have any massive jumps after that. It's like fractions of a percent of a decimal point better than what you can initially craft. So the only way you're doing those deep dungeon runs, do the devs even play their own game, is if you have other players to help you. You cannot solo these things at all. You will get murdered by a naked mob with a basic weapon. Exploring the whole creation is a huge challenge. No, it's very time consuming, but You'll just need a lot of people to get it done. That's all you need. Here's another one. We want PAX Day to become a living shared world that can give you thousands of hours of joy. Thousands of hours? Holy crap. They're really prideful of their game. Look, hours of joy. Let me share an experience with you. When you start really getting into like crafting, you have a very low % chance of succeeding with materials that take real life hours to refine. Oh, you want to make metal armor? Great! Go out, farm a bunch of metal, have fun waiting hours for it to cook into ingots, and then, oops, 5% chance to finish your craft. Oops, you didn't succeed, and you have to craft hundreds of these items to level up enough to craft the next set of items, which are even harder to craft. Like it's incredibly frustrating. There is no joy. It is only pain and suffering. All right. So they say it's not a single player game. They say that they want the soloing experience to be highly enjoyable. Listen, the majority of players these days are solo players, and especially in MMORPGs. People can't stand clans and guilds, and like loot distribution is unfair, and most people just feel like they're a cog in the machine. Most people feel like they're being used by some jackass with high charisma that has a bunch of friends that just happen to be lucky and in his job or at school made all these friends that happen to play the same game, and you're at their mercy. Most people don't want to deal with that crap. That is the actual truth of gaming in 2024. And so there's going to be guilds, and they're going to gatekeep everything. And as soon as, like, here's what's going to happen. Let's say there is an area in the game called Boron, okay? We'll just random Boron, okay? There's the Boron zone. Well, guess what? The first sweaty clan to settle down and make walls and little encampments in Boron is going to announce an official Boron Discord server. And they're going to ban everyone, and they're not going to let you in if they don't like you. And then they're going to control all the resources. They're going to control all the animal spawns. They're going to have their clan wall off every access point. And so, because there's no climbing in the game, and you can't like catapult yourself over walls or whatever, there's no gliding or flying mounts or anything of the sort. You're not going to be able to explore that part of the game at all. And that's going to be like, if this game got popular, that would be the majority of areas. Oh, the Boron clan controls the Boron zone. You want to see it? Too bad. You got to pay the tax, Wagey. You know, the tax is like 10 hours of metal ingots or something. It's going to become that bad. And unless your game has systems within the game to unite players for a common cause, most likely it won't happen, okay? Oh, yeah, there's the few Redditors that'll be on Reddit and be like, yeah, I'm looking for a clan, and like, oh, Knights Republic is recruiting, haha, join our clan, here's our Discord link, dude. And then they're gonna have a miserable time, because they're gonna go farm metal for hours for some clan they barely know, and then, like, it turns out the guild leader's, girlfriend's husband's, sister gets pissed off because they made a small comment about how they don't like Chipotle, and they like Chick-fil-A, and then the little girl's gonna be pissed because she really hates Chick-fil-A, and so the guild leader will be like, sorry, bud, you're out, and then he's going to lose hours and hours and hours of farming metal iron for that clan, and his plot's stuck in there. He can't get back through the gates to unclaim it. No, you can. You can open the menu and unclaim your plots, and then the guild's just going to just repeat this process and find excuse after excuse to recruit randos that just happen to live nearby and extort them for resources. That's the truth. That's the reality. And you can call me crazy, and you can call me unhinged, and make Reddit posts saying that I'm a delusional YouTuber, but that's the reality of guilds in these types of games. And the fact that it's like, do the devs, did they play video games growing up? Did they play MMORPGs? I don't mean like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy and EverQuest. I mean like other MMORPGs, like Tibia or Ultima Online, real hardcore freaking games. And people who were nicer in the 90s, they're not nice anymore. Stuff happened. The world sucks. What is PAX Day? Social sandbox MMO? It's not social. No one talked. Only streamer areas people talked, okay? People don't talk in this game, dude, at all. Sometimes you would see like a clan person accidentally use the all chat or the local chat, whatever it was called. It's a non-linear game. No, it isn't. It's very linear. It is extremely linear. You go from wooden tools to metal tools to iron to steel, etc., etc. Like there's you don't deviate from that. Like, oh, I want to build a really pretty building. Okay, build a whole bunch of ugly materials for hours on it. It took me 40 minutes to be able to just get enough leveling in carpentry to not waste resources building a decorated chest. 40 minutes straight grinding just so that I could have double chest space. And that's not even including the time it took to refine the metal and then take the metal and then make it into metal hinges and iron nails. And oops, you failed the craft. Goodbye materials. Okay, the game is nothing but linear. Also, I don't know what they're expecting that you're going to be visiting people's villages and trading with them. Have they played any MMORPGs at all? What's going to happen is all the sweat lords, and once all these websites have like interactive maps come out, everyone's going to have access to everything, unless it's like rare, gate-kept resources that only guilds have. And like I already said earlier in this video, those guilds are going to RMT the resources for people that want them. It is going to be terrible. And no, people aren't just going to up and trade. Unless you have some sort of theme park style marketplace or auction house, then it's going to be absolutely miserable. Like, Zoomers and Generation A do not want to type into a chat, hey, does anyone have copper ore? I have 30 tomatoes. Would you like to trade, please? No one likes doing that, except RMT gold sellers and Chinese bots. Have you ever played an MMO where people are trying to sell and trade things? If there is a marketplace that prevents scams, that prevents people from selling and scamming people, it's like mandatory in MMORPGs these days. And I get it. You don't want that. You want a player to make a marketplace. Well, the game doesn't have the stuff that, like, you need an NPC to click on to see a listing of items, okay? Yes, there's going to be trade discords, of course controlled by some dickhead, leftoid that's going to be like, oh, in 2017 you voted for Trump. Sorry, you're not allowed in my trade discord, banned. And that's going to happen. That's absolutely going to, it always happens. And I guarantee you that, that's going to be one of the only routes to trade. The first popular person to be like, I'm in a trade discord, and spams it all over Reddit. And the Reddit Jannies, aka the game devs, they like that guy. It's their cousin's uncle or something that they scammed into playing this game. They're going to take him and be like, you're the one that's going to have the official trade discord. And they're going to ban and delete everyone's Reddit post that tries to, like, usurp that or gain power first. Like, there's probably already one made by the time I've recorded this video. I'm not kidding. And yeah, that's not fun. I don't want to do that. I don't want to use third-party programs like Discord to play a freaking game. So, how are you going to trade with people? If I run on this side of the wall and drop an item, you can run on that side of the wall and drop an item, and then we'll just run it at each other's items on the ground. Or, you open trade and have a trade dialogue box or whatever. Oh, that's always ended well. When's the last time you've opened trade with someone in a game that wasn't like Diablo or something, or Path of Exile? Oh, man. Like, look at the state of Path of Exile. And I'm not talking about the Chinese version that does have an auction house market. I'm talking about the current one that doesn't, where you have to use a third-party program to find people selling crap, and then, they have bots, like trade bots and flip bots and currency swapping bots. It's such a nightmare. No, I'm sick of this shit in games. Just have an NPC that you can place down on your plot that's a market or something, whatever. Okay, because like, who are these game devs? What, this is when they're shitting on the toilet? They're sitting on the toilet, letting out a hot steamer. They're like, man, I bet players are gonna trade so many things for things. Man, I can't wait to trade 20 chicken hides for, 10 metal bars. That's gonna really, really make my day. No, that's a burden. That's an annoyance. That's something that you need to do to progress, and it's like something that you just gotta get done and out of the way. It's like, no one wants to go out and do the chores. Oh, I have to go do the chores. I can't wait. Mwah. No one's, it's a chore. No one wants to do it. Simple as, let's move on. Let's just move on. Alright, so this game has game pillars. Woo! 3 distinct game pillars, which map to different playstyles that are eventually intertwined indirectly. In the Heartlands, The mostly peaceful homestead gameplay loop is about resource collecting, crafting, and building your home. You don't have to build a home. That's optional. It's not a survival game, remember? Adventure gameplay will bring you into the wildlands to prove yourself in PvP. Okay, so let me talk about full loot PvP games, because I happen to be the #1 expert in full loot PvP games. I am literally the niche leader in the MMORPG full loot PvP genre. Okay, and full loot PvP revolves around, I have more friends than you, or my gear is better than your gear, or you can't run away, but I can outrun you because my gear set and skills are based around mobility and yours aren't. That's full loot PvP in a nutshell. And the combat in this game, it's tech demo level. It's like they spent one day in Unity. Okay, this is an Unreal Engine game, but like Unity is one of the cheapest, easiest, lamest, most basic game dev tools ever. Engines, rather. And what I'm trying to say is that they spent one day's worth of effort on the combat system. The current one that was in, the streamer event thing, whatever. And, and they say PvE combat. What PvE combat? What, killing animals that can't run away from you? Take New World, for example. When you chased a deer, they ran the hell away and they kept running. In this game, in PAX Day, when you chase a deer, they have a limit to how far away they can run from you, and then they turn around because they have to run towards you because they're like trapped in an invisible box from once they spawn, and they can't run beyond it. So you just chase them to the border, they turn around and run directly at you, and you smack them upside the head, and you collect your deer, carcass. That's PvE combat, unless they mean actual like NPC, combat where you're fighting mobs. Oh, here's a naked mob with a very basic weapon. I'm a full chainmail, fully food buffed player with iron weapons. Let's go. Oops, I'm dead in 4 hits, and they're barely hurt at all. I'll bring 4 friends. Oops, they're all dead. I'll bring 8 friends. Okay, we killed it. You don't get level ups, you don't get XP, you don't get money, you don't get nothing for killing them. They might drop an item or two. That's what I've heard. I haven't seen it. It's a joke. PvE combat in PAX Day it's not there yet. It's just not there yet. And they're wanting to charge for this? And earn rare resources. You bet your ass they're rare, because I've never seen them drop. The Civilization level gameplay. What? Civilization, like Civ 5, Civ 6? What are you talking about? Like, where the Buddha guy, like, has nukes? What are you talking about? With will allow large numbers of players to come together for a common purpose. Like what? Killing a dungeon? Raiding an enemy base? Making a penis castle? What is the common purpose here? Cornering the market on that's a mushroom, I believe. So you think players are going to come together to corner the market on stuff? Here's the reality of that. Unless they're role players, they're only going to corner the markets on the stuff that matters. The best armor, and the best weapons, the best equipment, the best resources. That's how games work. Alright, building a cathedral. Yeah, if they're role players. Otherwise, waste of resources. Hey, we got a raid. Come down to the dungeon. Declaring war on a rival kingdom. Except, you can't kill their base, so what are you going to do in this war? Throw away your crafted gear in a fight? I guess. Normally, full loot PvP MMORPGs have a reason to declare war. For instance, in Albion Online, if you wanted to declare war with an enemy, it's over a castle, which is a theme park location, which has loot. And if you win the fight with the enemy faction, you claim the treasure chest. And this game does not have that. There is not like, oh, come here and fight, and the winner gets some fucking loot. That's not how this game works, so there's no reason for them to fight. Right? No matter how you decide to play, you know how I decided to play? Just spam stupid buildings. Oops, not enough plots because I'm not paid to win. Okay, so let me be a PvE guy. Let me go kill mobs all day in a dungeon. Oops, can't do that solo. Okay, let me go gather. Oops, it takes hours to refine. No thanks. I'll play something else. Right? We want PAX Day to feel enjoyable. No, you don't. This is a lie. We want PAX Day to feel enjoyable. No, you don't. If you wanted it to feel enjoyable, it wouldn't take hours to refine stuff. Basic stuff, like tier 1 stuff, okay? Imagine you're playing Albion Online, because that's what my audience is. They play Albion Online. And you went to the refining station and you clicked refine on 10 iron bars. All right? And then the game was like, hey, come back in 1 hour. You'd be like, nah, I'll just go play Fortnite. I'll just go play Helldivers. I'm not gonna wait an hour. That's stupid. Yep. Maybe you want to be the best blacksmith. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. The guilds will have, oh, I'm the guild blacksmith. I craft all the blacksmith stuff. Oops, I'm in college at the moment. Getting my degree in cybersecurity or whatever the hell people get degrees in these days. Women's studies, right? How's that doing for you, stud? Oh, jeez, man. Listen, each guild is gonna have a crafter, and you're gonna join the guild and be like, well, I want to be a blacksmith. They're like, nope. It's taken. You know what your job is? You clean the shit out of the stables, because we're going to have horses and shit everywhere. You're going to take the shit and put it in the farm, and you're going to mix it in the dirt, and then you're going to grow the carrots, and you're going to feed the carrots to the horses, and then the horses are going to shit, and then you're going to take the shit, and you're going to grow carrots, and it's just a repetitive cycle of feeding carrots to make shit to make carrots. That's your job in the guild. And if you don't do it, 4 days out of the week for 10 hours a day, you're G-kicked out and you're not allowed to use our land, and you're kill on sight. End of. That's the game. A living world. What we strive to build in PAX Day is a living, breathing world of... a living, breathing world of nothing at all. There's nothing there. It's a barren wasteland. A world that comes alive through the actions of its players. Yes, the actions of its 200 players. That's my guess. Working together. No, they're not. In a Discord. Or against each other. You just hope you're just like this is the most hopeful game dev ever. I just hope that my players will come together and or they will fight. No, you have to give them a reason, right? You have to, imagine you're playing Monopoly and you could just, decide if you want to charge rent or not. You're like, nah, I don't want to charge rent. And they're like, well, why not? And it's like, I don't know, I didn't feel like it. There is no winning, condition. What if there's no win condition in Monopoly? What if there's no win condition in Tic-Tac-Toe? Can you imagine? Hey, I got 3 in a row. Okay, so what? I got, 2 over here and 1 over here. So we're, basically even, dude. That's PAX Day, right? A place where you can build your homestead. Yes, because you're too poor to have one in real life. I know I sure am, and I'm too poor to afford this game, so I guess I won't have one. Oops. Right? And, oops, my neighbor has the 4-plot upgrade on his account. He's got a bigger house than me. Just like in real life. Set up your smithy only if the guild allows it. Or keep your inn. But you don't need to sleep. You just said so earlier. You do not need a bed. You do not need to sleep in this game, right? So who cares? Why would you build an inn? Are you role-playing? Role-play much? A place of emergent civilizations. No, it's just going to be a bunch of solo players and guildies. That's it. You have your guilds with your big fat cities of min-maxing efficiency, and you have your solo players that, make a restaurant hut. And they put Pizza Hut at the top of their building, and then it just rots away because whoever owned it didn't pay their monthly subscription, so it became fully lootable in a few days, probably, allegedly, maybe. With churches, no. And cathedrals, no. Forts and castles, only if they're necessary. Where players can build kingdoms. Yeah, if they have 20 friends at their beck and call. All right, I'm a big YouTuber. I don't have any friends, okay? Most people don't have friends these days. We hope this manifesto. Bro, are you okay? In where I come from in my part of the world, when you say you wrote a manifesto, that's usually a bad thing. That's like things that serial killers make. Are the game devs gonna are they gonna go ER? In just a few weeks, the game and the world will feel and look very different once clans and other social structures are firmly established. Yeah, social structures like don't write naughty words on your building and point your building towards Asmongold's base, because he'll just cry to the devs to get you banned or something. I don't know if he does that. But again, oh, Asmongold's made in the game. Let's build a bunch of like naughty worded buildings near him. Oh boy, right? Can you imagine? That would be funny. Like, that would be a memorable moment that you would keep with you 10 years later, okay? That might be worth the $100, admission fee to this game, right? But nah, no one's gonna give a shit. Like, once that paycheck runs out, once they run out of money to feed Asmon with, he's just gonna go play a real game. Mercenary clans. Man, you guys are really, like... Bro, mercenary clans don't exist in any game, okay? I even tried to start one. I'm one of the richest players in Albion. I tried to start a mercenary clan. I would just pay people, 10 million silver, go kill this guy. No one would do it. No one cared. All right. The moon, though, will still bring comfort at night. No, it doesn't. No. Anyway, and then I posted the game's tech demo. No, I didn't post that. That's someone pretending to be me. Anyway. It's Pax Day. Pax Day is a freaking joke. Dude, $100. No one's gonna pay this, dude. No one. I hope no one. Dude, if you pay this, you probably have too much money laying around. You should donate to my video instead. Scroll down below, click the thanks button, and give me some of that money. Give me. And if you're a Pax Day dev and you're watching this, maybe you guys should have ignored me. I spent a whole year on your Discord server. I spent a whole year, sucking, those toes on Twitter, and y'all ignored me. Y'all ignored the heck out of me, and you didn't even let me in the tech demo. I had to go and find some European company that you gave keys to for some reason, and I was like, I'm a YouTuber, except I wasn't even the YouTuber that did that. Another YouTuber did it for me, who had a little, a smaller channel than me. They're a growing boy, let's say that. But that's the video. Thank you for watching, and you know from the bottom of my heart what I say is true and real. Okay, you know that I'm not a paid, sponsor, whatever the heck. I'm saying this because I'm just a game. I'm just like you guys. Yeah, yes, I am a YouTuber, but I'm not like a corporate YouTuber who only makes the videos for the algorithm, okay? I just want to talk about, I just want to shout into the void about this game and how the payment model's stupid and the gameplay isn't there yet. And don't buy this. Don't buy it. Look, even in the image, you got a little house, and you got a bigger house and a big old house, right? It's like, hey, do you want a big old house? Well, then pay us 100 buckaroonies. Listen, click the like, because all the PAX Day fanboys, they're all going to downvote the vid in hopes that it hides the vid from the algorithm. No one will see it. No one will hear this. So I need your help to spread the truth. And finally, on the right side of your screen, there's a video you should absolutely click. And if you don't click it, then you're going to buy bread and it's going to get moldy. And you're going to be like, damn, why is my bread moldy? Like, it's not even out of date yet. And the reason why is because you didn't click the video. So there you go.